Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I start by paying tribute to the maiden speech by the member for Hyndburn. She is a friend, a formidable colleague, and today she is a history maker, and I thought she gave a wonderful speech. I strongly welcome this bill, and I add my words of tribute to those from members around the House, to those who have helped to get us to this stage. And it is regrettably a timely bill. Many members have touched on the current situation that we have, and I'd like to echo the comments made by the member for Derbyshire Dales earlier about the importance of speaking to your local police force as a Member of Parliament and ensuring that we are dealing with this on the ground as it happens. And I thought her comments were well placed, and I join our weekly calls with the Derbyshire police to make sure that they are taking this as seriously as we are. I think the symbolism of this bill and the importance of that symbolism was beautifully summarised by the member for Newbury in a fantastic speech. And I think it's incredibly important that we hear male voices adding their support to this bill, because this is not a woman's issue. This is a societal issue, and it is vital that male voices make themselves heard in saying that this must not go on. And I think the bill is a wonderful starting point. There are many suggestions for what should be added to this bill to make it stronger, but I think the symbolism of it is this House at its finest. Now, the member for East Worthing and Shoreham earlier made a wonderful speech and stole almost all of the suggestions that I was going to make, but as he got there first, all I will say is that I strongly supported what he had to say about the impact on children. Very sadly, I grew up in a household where we encountered incidents of domestic violence, and let me say that it casts a lifelong shadow on those children who are affected. Behind closed doors, many things go on. There are many secrets, and those doors don't have to be those who are lower class or middle class or upper class. They don't have to be for members of one socio-economic group or one minority characteristic or another. These doors do not discriminate. There are secrets behind them. And I echo the comments of the member for Romsey and Southampton North earlier when she touched on the impact of domestic abuse in the LGBT community, and I think that's an incredibly important consideration. Unfortunately, I had a stepdad who reigned with physical terror, and I regret that I remember the difficulties we had when he became violent, and when he decided one day to come home and beat my mum to a point where she needed strong support, and where he came upstairs and blamed me, an 11-year-old kid, and used words that I wouldn't repeat in Parliament ever. Those are things that shape you. Those are things that, unfortunately, you can never forget. And I don't remember particularly well the period afterwards in which economic manipulation, in which he took or tried to take control of the family's money. But I do remember the visit of the psychiatric nurse to help my mum. And I remember her shame for nothing that she had done, her shame at not being able to tell the authorities, when she denied it to the police, when I was lying to my school. I remember that shame, and that's something that nobody should have to go through. Madam Deputy Speaker, if there is anything that we should take away from this bill and this fantastic session of Parliament today, in which we've heard so many brilliant contributions, it's a very simple message of this must end.